All right. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. How is everybody doing today? I'll give you guys just a couple minutes to go in or get in, I should say, and make sure you guys can hear me. Let's see. If you guys can hear me, you know what I'm gonna say. If you can hear me, go ahead and press one. If you can hear me, press one. Let me know you can hear me. Let me see here. See if I see any comments. If you guys can hear me, I want you to go ahead and press one. You are gonna definitely want to share this live because it's going to definitely be some really good information that you want to hear about. Okay. All right, there we go. All right, so if you guys can hear me, go ahead and press one. Go ahead and press one. If you can hear me, press one. If you can hear me. All right, so today I'm going to talk to you about IRS scams. Tax scams, guys. So, this is prime time for these IRS tax scams. And I want you guys to be aware of what's happening so that you don't become a victim to these scams that are going on. So, if you guys know, every year around this time, typically it starts around Christmas and it goes through February, March. This is when the IRS tax scams happen the most. Okay, so I want you to know what to be on the lookout for so that you can make sure that you are not a victim of an IRS tax scam. Okay, so let me tell you, and again, if you can hear me, go ahead and press one. I haven't seen anybody comment in the comments. If you can hear me, press one because I really want you to know what's going on out here. Because, like I said, right now is prime time for scams, and you'll be surprised at how many millions and millions of people fall for these scams because they think it's coming from the IRS, and it is not. Okay. So it looks like it's coming from the IRS, but it's not. So again, guys, press one if you can hear me so we can go ahead and get started. I haven't seen any comments yet. So I will wait until somebody presses one, letting me know you can hear me, and we can get started. All right. Thank you, Ms. Lewis. All right. All right. So, the first thing I'm going to tell you about, and this is not going to be a long live because I'm at the office and I'm going to be going home in a little bit. But I wanted you to know about this because this is something that's happening a lot. Okay. So, the first thing I'm going to talk about is telephone scams. You guys, if you check my live from a couple years ago, I actually played a recording of someone trying to call and scam me while they were trying to do it, right? So you might get a bogus phone call, right? And this call is going to sound so real. You're going to be like, what? They will threaten that you are about to be locked up. They may say, this is the Internal Revenue Service, or this is the Social Security Administration. We need for you to call us immediately. If we don't hear from you in the next 24 hours, we will be sending a sheriff or deputy to your home and you will be picked up. They make it sound so real. They make it sound so real. And you have to know what to be on the lookout for. A lot of times, these are pre recorded calls. You may get it on your voicemail. One thing I need you to know and understand, the IRS, they're 6 million tax returns behind, first of all. They are never going to call you. Okay. So the IRS is never going to initiate their first conversation with you by phone call. So if anybody calls you and they're telling you that they're the IRS, If they're telling you that they're the Social Security Administration, this is what they're wanting you to do. If you say or you give them the conversation that alludes to the fact that you're listening to them, what they're going to start asking you for is your personal information. Okay, ma'am, can you please verify your address as such and such? They could Google your address. I can find anybody's name and address I want to online on the website. They can pretend that they know who they're talking to. Ma'am, we have your address as 125 Lovely Lane. Is that correct? And you're like, yes, that's right. Okay, ma'am, we need you to verify your social security number. Could you please give it to me? Okay, my social is one through, that's what they're wanting. They're wanting you to give them your social security number. They're wanting you to give them this information. They might say something to the point of, you have an outstanding debt. I had one call me last year. They told me I had a Georgia tax lien for $10,000. I'm like, I don't owe any taxes, so I know that's a lie. So they're like, you have a Georgia tax lien for $10,000 and you need to call this number immediately and make a payment. Okay. Why do you think they want you to make a payment? They want you to give them your debit or credit card number by phone so that they can then use your personal information to purchase things on your debit and your credit cards. So if you get any calls like that, first of all, if you think that's the IRS, call the IRS. Well, they're not going to answer, so don't even call the IRS. Let me just tell you that. Don't even waste your time. They're not going to answer the phone. The IRS is not going to call you, okay? So don't be scared if you get any phone calls. They're not going to call you. You will be surprised at how many people get taken advantage of because they think that. Another thing you need to be careful of is the email scam. They may send you an email pretending to be the IRS and asking you to verify your personal information. The IRS is not going to email you. They're not going to email you. So if you see something from the IRS in your email, it is not the IRS. Okay. Now, the newest tax scam, let me tell y'all about this. The newest scam is what they're doing is they're sending you a letter in the mail from the Bureau of Tax Enforcement. That sounds real, right? Does that sound real? Type in the chat. It sounds real. Oh my gosh, I got a letter from the Bureau of Tax Enforcement. It's a scam. So if you get a letter in the mail from the Bureau of Tax Enforcement, they may be threatening that there is a lien against you. They may be threatening to cancel your social security number. Again, all of that is a scam. Okay. So those are the main type: phone, email, and the letter are the main types of scams that's going on. Now, real quick, I want to talk to you about identity theft. Okay. Because every year I have a client who has something where I advise them that they may want to apply for IP PIN. So here are some scenarios. So for those of you who don't know what an IP PIN is, it's an identity protection PIN number. And this is a 6-digit number that you can get from the IRS, okay? The reason you get this number is if you've ever been a victim to identity theft. In order for you to file your tax return every year, you have to have that 6-digit code. And every year they send you this 6-digit code. So what it does is it keeps somebody from filing a tax return in your name because there's no way they could have that code because the IRS mails that code out directly to you, directly to your address. So here's some advice for you guys. So you know how some of you have been victim to another parent or a family member or a friend or someone claimed your child without your permission. I have a friend, her son's father is not even, he maybe sees his son a couple times a year. And for the past 3 years, he's been claiming her child on his taxes, right? And she's been fighting it. And so I advised her, I said, no, what you need to do is you need to apply for an identity protection PIN for your son as well. So you can get this PIN number for you, the taxpayer, and you can also get this number for your dependents. So what that means is whenever it's time for you to file your dependents on your taxes, the daddy can't claim them because he won't have their PIN. So when he goes in, or the mom, because moms do it too now, auntie, grandma, everybody. So when they go and try to file that tax return, even if they have your child's social security number, most parents are like, oh my gosh, but they know my child's social, they can still claim my child. If you apply for an IP PIN from the IRS, that will never ever happen again, because the IRS is going to mail that IP PIN directly to you. And when you file your taxes, your tax preparer is going to ask you, do you have an identity protection PIN? You're going to say yes, and you're going to give that preparer that 6-digit PIN number. If your child's father, mother, grandma, whoever is trying to claim your child and they're not supposed to, and they go try to file that child on their taxes, it's going to get rejected. And it's going to say this return is rejected because this dependent has an identity protection PIN number, and it must be included on that tax return. So that's a tip. So if you know that anybody that's happened to, go ahead and let them know what I said about that. You can apply online. Just go to the IRS's website and apply for IP PIN number. And every year around in January, they'll mail that out to you. And then you'll just add that to your tax return whenever you go to file. So that way you don't have to worry about either one, somebody trying to file a tax return in your name, or two, somebody trying to file your dependents on their taxes and they're not authorized to do so. So having that identity protection PIN is an extra layer of protection when you have someone who may want to do something unethical and try to claim a dependent that they shouldn't. All right. All right, guys, I told you this will be a quick live. Hope you learned something. Be sure to click share. Again, if you'd like for Taxmaster Plus to prepare your taxes, you can always go to our website, taxmasterplus.com. And when you get there, just click on File 2021 Taxes here. If you click that, you're going to click Sign Up, and then it will walk you through the rest of the steps. And we hope to work with you. You guys have a good evening. Stay safe, mask up, wash your hands. Holla.